Welcome to the CarSys Garage Management System Setup Step 2. Now, this system is presuming that you have already completed Step 1, and this is very much a continuation from the very first tutorial. So, from the dashboard screen, please select Settings from the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Under the Stock heading, select Part Groups, and this will create product groups within the workshop's own stock. So let's create the oil product group, which every workshop will need. Click on Add Part Group in the top left-hand corner. Enter the shortcode for the group, so in our example, oil, followed by a description. Do not worry about the revenue group box at this stage. Press Done when complete, and you will be returned to the Part Group List page. Now we need to add some oil to the part group, and to do this, click on Stock in the left-hand menu, then click Add Part on the stock page. First, add the article code, for example, 521776012, then select Oil Part Group from the drop-down menu. Then enter your brand, QQX, followed by a description of the product. Now, I use semi-synthetic engine oil, 10W40, 1 litre. Next, add some search codes so that this product can be found easily. I used QQX, 10W40, semi-synthetic, and their article code 521776012. But effectively, you can enter any search terms in this box. On the right-hand side, under pricing, select the tick box for this part can be sold in decimal quantities. Enter a sales price, £7.50, recommended sales price, £12.45, and fixed stock price. Now this is the customer's own cost price, £5.14 in our example, and the VAT type of 20%. The final part of the setup is to choose the TechDoc article group. Now this is very important when we come to use these service schedules later on. Click on the engine oil button under the heading Quickly Add Common Article Groups, and it will auto-populate with the 2 separate engine oil codes. When complete, click on Save, and a new tab will appear called Stock, currently showing 0 as we have not added any as yet. Click on the Stock tab, and then on the large blue Edit button. Enter your stock quantity. Now a good tip here is, if the customer has a 199 litre oil barrel in stock, then they can enter 199 as the quantity. Enter a location. Now this can be a bin location or a storeroom name, and also a reason. This is typically new stock or any other reason why you are adding stock to this part number. Click on the green Save button when complete. Go back to Settings, and under Work Order Settings, select Work Order Activities. Now this is where we create activities like MOT, aircon regas, winter check, tyre check, these types of activities. Then click on Add Work Order Activity. Same as the oil, we need to enter a code. So let's set up Class 4 MOT. Enter MOT as your code, Class 4 MOT as your description, and the default duration would be 1 hour. Click the tick box marked Activity Contains MOT and ensure that Fixed Price is selected. Enter the fixed price 55.00 for £55 and select 0 in the VAT type drop-down box because an MOT is 0 rated VAT. Click Save and Close when complete. Back to settings once more, and now we are going to tackle pricing. But before we do that, let me explain exactly how the pricing module works in CarSys. The system uses 3 separate prices, and they are defined within the system as gross price, net price, and my price. Now, the gross price is effectively retail. That's the RRP price. The same RRP price that appears on the Euro Car Parts K8 system. The net price is the price that the garage pays, their cost price from Euro Car Parts. And finally, we have my price. This is the price that the customer is going to pay, the car owner. So this all sounds very simple, right? Well, now I'm going to complicate things a little. Where does my price come from? So let's go to settings, and under work order settings, click on price markup. To switch this module on, tick the checkbox marked price markup is enabled. Now you have 2 options here. You can either use one of them or potentially both of them. And this is how you would do that. In the default price markup box, enter a number to use as a percentage price increase. For example, 40 representing 40% price markup. Now you can verify this by looking at the example shown live in the right-hand highlighted box. Net price £10, markup would be £14. This now means that the system will apply a 40% price increase across all products. Now, if you wish to better define your price markups, you can also use the component price markup in the box below this. By using the component markup, you can define separate price increases to oil and brake pads, for example. So you may want a 40% price uplift for oil and a 50% price uplift for brake pads. So let's go and set this up. First, we need to find the component code for oil, and we can do this by typing engine oil in the component box. Instantly, any component code related to oil will appear. Look for the 2 marked engine oil 3224 and engine oil 1862. Select both of these to add them, and in the price markup box type 50 for 50% markup. Now we now need to find brake pads. Same as before, type brake pad into the component search box. Now you are looking for the one called brake pad set disc brake 402. And in the price markup box, type 35 for 35% markup. Press the Save and Close green button on the right once you are happy with your choices. You should now be taken back to settings. Now next we need to set the labour rates for Haynes Pro. Now from the settings menu, under the heading Third Parties, click on Haynes Pro Settings. Here we're going to map our labour rates that we created earlier to the Haynes master headings of mechanical, electrical and bodywork. Now if you have only created one labour rate previously, then that's fine. Simply apply that labour rate to all 3 of them. Alternatively, you can go back now and create Haynes Pro specific labour rates to map against each of these. I've created 3 new labour rates for each of these as shown. Now there is a further option on this screen called Haynes Pro Time Multiplication Factor. Now before we get carried away moving the slider, take a look at the example on the right hand side of your screen, and you will see that currently 1.00 hour equals 1.00 hour, meaning we are not going to modify the time that Haynes Pro states for a particular repair. Right now, 1 hour of labour equals 1 hour of labour. If we move the slider to the right to 1.5, you will see that we have added 30 minutes. So now 1.00 hours becomes 1.5 hours. Basically, with the setting, we are telling the system to add 30 minutes to every 1 hour of labour time according to Haynes Pro. Finally, press the green Save and Close button when you are done. Now, the system also has an option where you can change the invoice layout. Under System Settings, select Invoice Layout. Now, we're not going to change anything here, as the default setup looks pretty good to me. However, if your customer uses headed paper to print their invoices, then this is where they can fine-tune their layouts. You can also see from the example on the right-hand side of the screen that there are currently 5 product lines shown. This can be increased where required by entering a new value in the amount of order lines to display in preview box. And you can also see a print product codes option and a few others here. Workshops can also choose a background image to be printed on the invoice, and this can be selected from the Background Settings tab. And if we go back to our Settings tab and then select Email Templates under System Settings option, here you can add a custom header and footer image based on the dimensions suggested. Back to Settings once more, and the system is capable of connecting to a variety of finance packages, like QuickBooks or Sage. Now, to set this up, you will need to click on Administrations under the Administration heading in Settings. Click on Add Administration, and under the headings Online or Offline, select your required finance package and complete the information requested. So that completes the standard setup, part 2 for CarSys Garage Management System. At this stage now, the system is fully ready for you to begin adding work orders, saving quotes, entering vehicles, and also entering repairs into your calendar. Thanks for your time, and I will catch you all again very soon.